college football, MLB milestones, Usain Bolt, Neymar, and much, much more coming at you right after this. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you're watching, I'm glad you're watching. I'm Caroline Haney with 5 Things Sports here, bringing you the highlights for the week of July 31st through August 6th, 2017. I'm sorry for the late post. As you can see, I'm not in the studio. I'm on vacation, and between the beautiful weather the first days and the crappy weather the last couple of days, I haven't been able to record and get this to you. But it's here now, better late than never, so let's get to some sports. Before we get to the highlights this week, there is one piece of news that is definitely not a highlight. It's actually really sad that I want to share with you this week. Last Monday, David Feherty, Golf Channel host and just golf commentator in general, really funny guy, he's also a comedian, tweeted out last week that his oldest son, passed away on his 29th birthday due to an overdose. I don't know that Mr. Feherty will ever see this, but just in case he does, I just want to say, Mr. Feherty, our thoughts and prayers are with you and your family at this really difficult and tragic time. If you would like to send your condolences to the Fehertys, you can tweet at David Feherty at his Twitter handle right here, and I'll post a link below to his Twitter page so that you can do that. It's a terrible tragedy and truly heartbreaking, and again, we're just thinking and praying for his family. Alright, now on to some highlights. First up this week, it's August, which means that college football is right around the corner, which means the college coaches preseason poll was just released. If you haven't heard yet, Alabama was ranked number 1 this year in the preseason poll. Now, this might not be great news for Alabama because since 1992, the last 3 times that they've been ranked number 1, they actually didn't win the national championship at the end of the year. And all of their national championships under Nick Saban, they weren't ranked number 1 in the preseason poll. Who knows how this will turn out, but it'll be fun to see. Rounding out the rest of the poll, we got number 2, Ohio State, number 3, Florida State, number 4, Southern Cal, and number 5, last year's national champion, Clemson. Let the road to the national championship begin. For number 2 this week, we head over to the MLB. Jon Lester, pitcher for the Chicago Cubs, managed to scratch off not 1 but 2 MLB milestones this week. First up, in the 3rd inning, he managed to hit his first career home run. His was one of 5 home runs for the Cubs in their 16-4 wins over the Diamondbacks that night, last Tuesday night. Then in the very next inning, Lester threw his 2,000th career strikeout, becoming only the 25th left-hander in the MLB to do so. And on the same night, but a different ballpark, Max Scherzer for the Washington Nationals managed to hit his first home run as well. So congrats to Lester and Scherzer. I know people always say pitchers can't hit. Maybe they're going to be starting a new trend. In a new segment that we want to start here called Did You See That? Just showing you a play or something incredible that happened in the past week that maybe doesn't warrant its own exclusive highlight. First up, for the first time ever, and Did You See That? I want to show you the Cleveland Indians center fielder Austin Jackson and his amazing catch against the Red Sox at Fenway. That most Red Sox fans would even agree that this is a pretty spectacular catch, some calling it the catch of the year, others calling it the catch of a lifetime. Unfortunately, though, for Cleveland, that wasn't quite enough to win against the Red Sox that night, but still, I know that's a catch that Austin Jackson will remember for the rest of his life, as well as those who were there to see it. And you know what that sound means? It means we have an upset alert this week. Pretty big one this week, actually, as Usain Bolt, famed fastest man of the world from Jamaica, was upset in his final 100-meter race before his retirement at the World Championships in London. He was beat by Americans Justin Gatlin and Christian Coleman. Don't think that retirement has him slowing down too much, as he lost just by 3/100ths of a second. If you really want to know how fast that is, go to the clock app on your phone and pull up the stopwatch and try to hit start-stop and leave 3/100ths of a second on the timer. That's really fast. Okay, number 4 this week is actually a bit confusing to me because I don't really closely or at all follow the sport or its major players, but it is a major transaction in sports right now, so I did want to talk about it, and I've done as much research as I could possibly do or stand to do, I guess, and so we're going to go for it. If I'm not right, please correct me in the comments below. You won't hurt my feelings. It's not something I'm really familiar with. So I think I've got the gist of it, so we're going to go for it. Neymar da Silva Santos Jr., otherwise known as Neymar, is a Brazilian-born soccer player who played for Barcelona, who has now been traded or bought, I don't know, to the French club Paris Saint-Germain. What's really amazing about this is it is the monetarily the biggest transaction in the history of soccer to this point, and possibly in sports worldwide. I couldn't find anything definitive, but it's such a large number. It has to, I mean, you would just think we would hear something bigger if there was something, but to actually buy out his contract, Paris Saint-Germain had to pay Barcelona 222 million euros. That comes out to about $261 million. This is what they had to just pay just to have the opportunity to make a contract with him. His contract with them on top of that is reported to be about 30 million euros over the next 5 years, so annually. So he would get $30 million each year for the next 5 years. When you add all of that up, that brings it to a grand total of 372 million euros, or roughly $437 million. Now, I know people jokingly say all the time, that's enough to feed a third world country. That's enough to feed a third world country. Maybe 2 or 3. I'm not really sure what the going rate for those are nowadays, but it's definitely enough. Okay, that's all I know about that, so let's move on. And finally, number 5 this week, we have, for the past 2 weekends, there have been the Baseball Hall of Fame weekend and the Football Hall of Fame weekend. On Sunday, July 30th, Baseball's Hall of Fame inducted Jeff Bagwell, Ivan Rodriguez, and Tim Raines. And on Saturday, August 5th, the NFL had their induction as well. And they inducted, I'm going to have to read these off, so bear with me, Morton Anderson, Terrell Davis, Kenny Easley, Jason Taylor, LaDainian Tomlinson, and Kurt Warner, as well as Cowboys owner Jerry Jones. To see more from those ceremonies, I have posted a link down below with a playlist of all I could find. There wasn't much on the MLB Hall of Fame, like the official videos yet, so I'll keep you posted if those come back up. I'll add them to the playlist if you want to just keep up to date with that playlist, or if you're interested or not. But check out that playlist. It has all of the NFL speeches for sure, so if that's something that interests you, you can find more info down below in the description. Just look for the playlist link, and it will be marked as well. In extra innings this week, it's not really a big sports highlight, but it is a feel-good story I wanted to share with you of a long-time wrong made right. This past week, the Cubs announced that they will be giving Steve Bartman a 2016 World Series ring. Who is Steve Bartman, you ask? He is the fan who interfered with a foul ball play in the 2003 NLCS that if they won, they went on to the World Series. He interfered with the Cubs outfielder, who then wasn't able to make the catch and get the out, and then the Cubs went on to lose the game and then the series, and he became the scapegoat for the Cubs fan, as the curse continued of the Cubs not winning the World Series. It was so bad that he actually even had to go under police protection for a while. He and his family did. Things got really ugly. But although the club and the players didn't blame Bartman, it's kind of been a sore subject over the years, I think, and they decided to try to smooth things over with Bartman and his family by giving him the ring. I just think this is a cool story. Does it make it worth it for all the years of harassment? Probably not at all, actually. But, you know, it is a nice memento and something you can give to your kids and grandkids. That's all for this week, and I'm being eaten alive by mosquitoes, so let's wrap this up quickly. If you like this video, please hit that like button. If you really like this video, please hit that subscribe button. If you really like this video, share it with your friends and hit that notification bell so that you can be notified the next time we post a video. And if you see any highlights that you would like for us to cover next week, please tweet at us at 5thingssports. As always, I'm Caroline Haney. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.